In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about detoxes and cleanses, everything that's out there in that sense, and what things we should avoid and or look for if you're looking into this sort of programming. So sit back and enjoy this one. It is going to be a cracker. So on today's episode, I'm going to be discussing detoxes and cleanses and all of these programs that you will see flying around the internet, flying around the shelves, in the supermarkets, everywhere you could think of, they are out and about. So what things in particular do we want to look for if you are looking into this sort of program? Well, I will straight up tell you, I am 100% against detoxes or cleanses in the sense of buying into any form of program that has a rigid structure that is not customized to you personally. Now, what I mean by that is that the reason being for someone doing a detox or a cleanse is because something internally is not going right within their body. Say you're having issues with bloating or digestive health or weight gain or problems going to the bathroom. All of these sort of things are generally the reasons why people will go on like a detox or a cleanse. It might be that they've been eating certain foods that don't agree with them and they're trying to fix their body, make themselves feel better, more energetic, more cleansed, digestive system clean, less bloated, all of those things. Now, in saying that, all of those things are amazing, and I think they are things that we all need to focus on at certain points in our life. But a big thing that we need to understand before ever going into any of these things is that your body is the best detoxifier out there. Your body naturally is primed to detox. It is absolutely ready for it. That's why we have a liver. So unless you are someone without a liver, then I really don't see the need to go on any kind of structured detoxes, and I don't believe in it. I don't believe in juice cleanses or fasts or, going on certain products. And there's certain companies out there that lure you into thinking that the best way to do it is by drinking 2 shakes a day and reducing their caloric intake, and that's the best way to detox. Yeah, you'll probably lose weight on it. That's not what I'm talking about. But do you actually need to do it? No. So your liver has phases of detoxification. There is basically 2 simple phases if we're going to break it down, simplify it. So basically what happens is if you get a toxin come in to your body, and what I mean by a toxin is basically anything that is a foreign chemical to the body. So this can be stuff like alcohol, it can be excess sugar, it can be all different contaminants that are coming into the body and stuff that the body really doesn't require, it's going to get rid of. So obviously if you're consuming a carbohydrate, that's going to get broken down. There's certain parts that are going to be fibrous, certain parts that are going to be sugar, certain parts that are going to be your complex carbohydrates. They're going to be broken down in different ways, and that's exactly the same as alcohol and things like that we're consuming. Fatty foods, everything's going to be broken down differently. So think about it this way. The first phase of a detoxification process in the liver is all about whether or not those nutrients are going to be absorbed. So what I mean by that is we're going to be looking for B vitamins, folic acid, fat-soluble vitamins, antioxidants, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, anything like that comes from fresh fruit, root vegetables is probably going to be absorbed and then utilized within the body at some point. So second phase of the detoxification is moving on to more your protein breakdown. So now we are looking at things like amino acids, glycine, taurine, glutamine, cysteine, sulfur. Think protein, especially things like bone broth, gelatin, eggs, and fish. They take a little bit longer to get broken down, and that's why they have to go through phase 2. It's basically just a different pathway. So, and different enzymes that are also being used to get broken down. It's all still occurring in the liver, but basically it's just utilizing different nutrients at that point that are needed. Then what happens is anything that comes off that breakdown of your food is going to be eliminated. So it's going to go to urea, bile, stools, all of that sort of thing, and excreted from the body. So why is it that we need to do a certain detox or cleanse in the body unless you have some kind of microscope and you can see inside your liver and see that maybe things aren't working efficiently, which we can't? How do you know if you actually need to do that? How do you know that your body's not an efficient cleanser as it is? Some people, yes, will have more efficient livers than others. But generally speaking, if you're young, you're reasonably fit, if you're someone that hasn't abused drugs or alcohol, your liver should be working pretty efficiently. So what do we do from here? Okay, so what we need to understand is that if your body is an efficient liver cleanser and that all the things that are going to go through your bowels in a positive way are going to be fresh fruits and vegetables, are going to be lean protein sources that are easy to be broken down, then wouldn't just a normal healthy way of eating pretty much satisfy everything that's going on in the body? So when you want to talk about cleanses or detoxes, I want you to think about why you're doing it. Is it necessary? And can you not just tidy up your diet and have the exact same effect? People are often looking for like a cleanse or a detox or something like that around, say, after a holiday season, and they've gone drinking and they've gone eating chocolate and deep fried foods and all these foods that they wouldn't normally eat. The easiest thing to do in that situation is simply remove those things from your diet or reduce the intake so that your body doesn't have to be under stress of breaking them down, because they are harder to break down. Increase your intake of fruit, vegetables, whole grains, natural produce. Try to eliminate processed foods from your diet for a few days or even a week. Maybe 1 or 2 serves a day. If you really want to get a little bit more specific with it, you may want to even reduce your intake of, say, gluten or wheat if you're someone that's slightly intolerant. Again, you don't need to if you're not. Again, same with looking at anything you are intolerant to that you may have been consuming, like dairy, wheat, all of these different things that you've probably been having at a certain point and kind of just letting them sneak back into your diet. So at the end of the day, there is never, I hate the word detox and cleanse or anything like that, because there's never a need for it. But there is often a need to cut certain things out of your diet to see how your body reacts. So elimination diets is what I'm talking about. So if you're someone that's had digestive issues and all of these internal stresses, and you're eating the same foods and you can't figure out what's doing it, the best thing to do is obviously contact a nutritionist or dietitian, show them what you're eating when you're having your issues. I tend to go through this with clients in consults, and then we kind of break down where the issues may be. It might not be as simple as a food intolerance. You may have some IBS, you may have other issues that are going on that you wouldn't think that they might be the foods that are causing it. So sometimes vegetables can be the biggest culprit. And sometimes I'll actually tidy up my diet and add in more fruit and vegetables, and I'll actually get more bloated, because I found over the years that I'm someone that struggles with IBS. So having a lot of vegetables for me and a lot of fiber in my body finds it very hard to break down through my bowel. So the liver is no issue. I'm probably feeling okay, but I'll tend to be having issues on the back end. So think about it from that point of view. What is your actual pain point? What is troubling you? Is it digestive system? Is it fat loss? What is it? Then from there, what do you need to change dietary-wise that's going to get you closer to your goal? It doesn't need to be extreme. It can be very simple things, and it can be working with a coach in checking what we might need to eliminate, what we might need to change, even just portion sizes it may be, or meal timing that we need to work on, that's going to help with your digestive system, with any bloating, with any like you're being lethargic or fatigued. All of that is going to assist. But by all means, keep it simple, guys. Don't buy into anything. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Have a look at the ingredients in some of those cleanse shakes and potions, because normally you'll find that when I've looked at them before, a lot of the key ingredients are laxatives. So what will tend to happen, there'll be a lot of like dandelion and heaps of fiber and a lot of things that generally will disrupt your gut and increase you going to the bathroom, so number 2s, which is not a bad thing. But if you think about it, if you do something like that for a week or two and you drop, 2 kilos, you're going to think that you've lost fat. You've probably lost a lot of feces, a lot of stuff from your colon, and probably a lot of water weight along with it, because obviously fiber is going to cling to water. You'll probably find that if you go back to your normal pattern of eating, the weight will probably come back on again. So it's not again that you've gained weight, you probably just didn't lose any weight altogether in the process. At the end of the day, if your goal with a cleanse or a detox is fat loss, don't do it. If your goal with a cleanse or a detox is to fix, say, a gut health issue, inflammation, fatigue, all of that, if you're going to make changes, do it properly. Make sure that you're understanding why you're doing it for your body. Don't just go on some juice cleanse because you saw someone on Instagram doing it, because you could be like me and be quite intolerant to a high fiber diet and then have more problems longer term. So really understand the detoxification pathway in your body, and that your body does a really good process of doing it itself. Let your body do the work. It's going to excrete, it's going to eliminate via gallbladder, bile, bowel actions, and then also kidneys and urine. So our bodies are really efficient. So all of your toxin list, so to speak, that your body's going to break down, metabolic end products, microorganisms, contaminants, pollutants, insecticides, pesticides, food additives, drugs, and alcohol are all going to be processed through that pathway. So I would be avoiding those things if you don't want your liver have to work overtime, or at least limiting them on a daily basis. So I hope this helped you understanding a little bit more about detoxes and cleanses. And what we actually need to think about is just increasing our whole foods in our diet overall and reducing those toxins from our normal regime if we want to feel better overall, feel amazing, and just live a better and healthier life. So again, if you want to do your own at home, I wouldn't call it a detox or a cleanse. I just tell my clients that we're going to tidy up their diet for a few weeks, or we're going to do a bit of a diet overhaul, which is where we're just really pumping in whole foods. We're removing any little toxins, additives, sweeteners that are artificial, all of that for a couple of weeks, and just really allowing their liver to really just have a break, just really absorb nutrients well and become more efficient out of it. So have a fabulous day, guys. Do not buy into the fads, into the detoxes, into the diets. It's all a load of bullshit. Let your body do its work and look after your body from the inside and out.